Greetings, YouTubers. I am. Well, it's not going to be a quick video. But I don't know if anyone else wants. But my greatest dream, or greatest wish come true, would see a Marvel and DC crossover film. That is my dream. That is, or that would be a dream come true. To see the Marvel characters that we've grown up with, that we've seen in cartoons, read the comic books, watched the films, and see them work with our favorite DC characters. That would be my greatest dream. To finally see a DC and Marvel's crossover. That is my greatest dream. That would be my dream come true. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine Captain America and whoa, Avalanche, Superman working together? I'm serious. They practically have the same values, the same morals. I mean, yes, Captain America is a man out of his time, and Superman is an alien from another planet. But think about it. This guy over here could be this guy's counterpart. I mean, they're both superheroes. They have the greater good. And they hold their values dearly. I mean, come on. Imagine these guys. Okay? I mean, they're the head honchos of Marvel. He's the leader of the Avengers. And this guy here is the leader of the Justice League. No brainer. I mean, these guys I've always believed will be the best of pals. I mean, these guys will get along well. These guys will get along well. Okay? But Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne, I mean, these guys will be butting heads. But they're really cool. Billionaire playboy by night. Well, I'll take that back, in the daytime. And then he's Playboy Stark all day. All night. Everyone knows who Iron Man is. Tony Stark. Really? This guy over here has many masks. You got the Bruce Wayne, billionaire bachelor. And then you got Bruce Wayne, head of Wayne Enterprise. And then you got Bruce Wayne, normal guy. And then you got Batman. This guy wears many masks. And yet he keeps it separate. Not only that, he's human. He actually is human. I mean, he's got a sense of common sense. And is human. Because humanity comes first. Because he's not afraid to admit he's wrong. He's not afraid to ask the big questions, even though he knows that he's going to get the answer he doesn't want. But he knows he has to know. This guy over here. I mean, this guy here could probably give him a punch. Pow! Butting heads. These guys. Butting heads. I mean, who would want to see that? Like a silent competition, only one has more moral, and this guy won't even do something without his name. He'll only do it for his name. This guy right here, he'll do it because it's the right thing to do. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Thor? And maybe Aquaman having a little competition? I mean, can you imagine Thor trying to hit on Wonder Woman? I could actually picture that. Wonder Woman being flattered, but not taking the bait. Or better yet, my brother and I, we actually called it that if DC and Marvel ever got together, there's no way to debunk that Deadpool will be hitting on Harley Quinn. I can see it. He talks too much. She's crazy. I mean, come on. My brother and I see it all the time at a store called FYE, and they have these big, like, adult size statues of Harley Quinn and Deadpool. And ever since we said that those two will somehow go together, we see them together. Deadpool looking like he's flirting with Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn has like her two guns behind her back, and she's like, "Yeah, you keep talking, I'm gonna kill you. Pudding's not gonna like this." I can see that happening. Yeah, if it does, we called it. My brother and I called it. No brainer. Uh, but that would be awesome. And now I could be wrong. Okay, but what I have seen and heard. Now, we all know the Simpsons. Okay? The Simpsons have an odd way of predicting things. Some of it happens, other times it doesn't. But just recently, years ago in an episode, Simpsons showed a picture of 20th Century Fox and Home Entertainment being owned by Disney. Well, just recently on the news, at first it started with the rumor, now it has come true. Disney has bought Fox. If I'm understanding correctly, they bought Fox. So, if that's the case, now, listen up. Fox, on the Fox network, they have a show called Gotham. Now, for those of you who don't know about the TV show Gotham, yes, it has something to do with the Gotham in the DC universe. Okay? This is more like how Commissioner Gordon became Commissioner Gordon. And it kind of centers around his relationship with Bruce Wayne. And now, Bruce Wayne in this show is younger. This also takes place during the time where his parents had died. And sort of like a stepping stool, how he grows up and becomes Batman. I don't know how far it is. I kind of stopped watching it. But if I'm understanding this right, if I'm seeing this right, if Gotham is under the rights of DC, and it was being showed on Fox, and Disney has just bought out Fox, then that means they got a DC show. Meaning they have the rights to Gotham. So, does that mean they now have DC? Because the CW is DC oriented, is Wonder Brothers. So Wonder Brothers owns DC, or not really owns DC, or has the rights to do DC films and shows and stuff like that. Okay, and then ABC is owned by Disney, and Marvel is owned by Disney. So ABC being owned by Disney is showing shows of Marvel, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I think Inhumans, and I think just recently Agent Carter. Not Agent Carter. They had that. I don't know if it's renewed or so, but they had Marvel shows. So if Fox is now under ownership of Disney, and Gotham is based on the DC universe and they have rights to this show, does that mean that they're going to try to buy out Wonder Brothers? Because now they have leverage. If I'm reading this correctly, if I'm understanding this right, they now have leverage. And they can now use this to try to get Wonder Brothers. Now, I don't know how the whole buying out stuff works, but I know they've done several attempts to try to buy out Wonder Brothers. Several attempts. And now they have the pot. They now have leverage. At least that's what I think. So if now they have rights to the show and they have a piece of DC, could that mean that they can try to buy out the CW? And since the CW is associated with Wonder Brothers, could they now try to get that? And if that's the case, since now they have leverage, now they have the rights towards Gotham, which is associated with the DC universe, does that mean that there's a possibility? Maybe not a possibility, maybe... well, no, there's no guarantee, but there's a big possibility. A big picture, or I don't know what's the word to use, but there's a big possibility that a Marvel and DC movie could happen. Now, I don't know, but from what I'm understanding, there's a possibility, a big possibility, that we might see. Hey, the Man of Steel and Steve Rogers. I'm serious. If I'm understanding this correctly, this guy. And get over here, Clark. And this guy. This guy. Henry Cavill and Chris Evans. If they do this before his contract is pulled. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's a possibility that, they could be working together. And then this guy, who's being portrayed by Ben Affleck, he's the current Batman right now. And same thing with Robert Downey Jr. Shoot. Hang on a sec. I gotta hide the price. Y'all don't need to know how much I... Okay, I'll put it like this. Oh, no. Okay, this guy. Okay. This guy. Robert Downey Jr. Okay. Let's see. If I can do this right. And then... I gotta say. Oh, shoot. This guy. Ben Affleck. Well, not really Ben Affleck. The guy behind the mask this time. And Robert Downey Jr., who's portraying this guy. Iron Man. Tony Stark. Now, again, I don't know if his contract's ending. That's what I've heard from my dad, who watched the news and read articles on that. He does a lot of binging stuff. Yeah, so Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Affleck, Batman, Iron Man. If all is well, the contracts are not expiring anytime soon. I could totally see that. I would. Yeah, I'll go to the midnight showing. I'll go to the midnight show. It all depends on what time. I mean, I work. I work. I work to live. I mean, I work if I can, and everything's all paid off and adding up. I will go and get these guys. Well, actually, this guy was my latest edition. But all in all, can you imagine a DC and Marvel movie happening? That's my greatest wish. That would be a dream come true. To see Chris Hemsworth as Thor trying to flirt with, I know I'm gonna butcher her name, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. I mean, come on. That's the greatest thing. I can totally see. So, oh no. This probably won't happen in a million years. Then again, from the way I'm understanding, it could, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. But Warner Brothers, Disney, you've done it with Roger Rabbit. Can just once, can you put your difference aside, bury the hatchet, and do a crossover? I mean, come on. I'm a huge fan of DC and Marvels. You gotta give me something. I'm pretty sure there's other people out there who would feel the same way. This will be the greatest come true. If you guys watch this, great. But I have a feeling you won't. Please. Ben, Robert, Chris, Henry, anyone listening? I have to see this. I want to see this happen. I want to see this fulfilled. Come on, please. I know this is weird. Pretty please. Oh, no, I can't say that. Oh wait, oh yeah, I can. I'll buy like the next pop vinyl figures. Please. Why are you begging? No one's listening. Well, that's what this video is about. I mean, I wanted to discuss if Disney really just bought out Fox. Now, I don't know if it's the channel itself or the movie establishment of Fox or altogether. But if they did altogether, then they have the show in their grasp. They have leverage. So that means either Warner Brothers is going to have to race to try to get those rights back, or they may have to compromise or collaborate. I don't know how that works. So, if there's anyone out there watching this video, leave comments below, share it, like, subscribe. You can hit me up, leaving a message. Whatever you want to do. Also, shed some more light on this whole thing. I only got like the gist of it. I don't know the whole story. I just know that Disney may have bought Fox because it became this big thing because Simpsons predicted it, supposedly. So, shed some more light on the situation. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. We could see it. It could happen, but I don't know how that works. So I could be wrong what I heard. Um, but from what I've heard, it seems to be true. So hit me up. I could be wrong. If I am, okay, let me know. Um, but I'm sticking to what I'm saying. I would love to see a Marvel and DC collaboration. I would love to see that. Point blank. Period. No brainer. That would be my greatest dream come true. To see that on screen. If it can happen in the comic books with Superman and Spider Man and Wolverine and Batman, then we gotta see it. It's gotta happen because there's a lot of DC and Marvel fans, and I'm pretty sure they like to see that too. And there's a lot of DC and Marvel fans together, not just one or the other together. I'm one of them. I would love to see that. So I'm gonna I'm gonna head off and put back everything. So you guys have a good day. See ya.